Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Frozen Oil. It is getting tough to watch these games, honestly. And what are you going to do? Today's game was on Amazon Prime. Great production, but you can't change the channel watching these Oilers. I mean, what are you going to change the channel to? Rings of Power? That's even bigger garbage than today's game. But, man, it is getting hard to watch these games. Let's check out some stats. Obviously, 3-0 final. The Canadians shut out the Oilers. And the thing that's really getting on my nerves is you're out shooting your opposition. You're dominating in the face-off dot. You're getting more power plays than the other team, and you just can't score. You just can't score. It's crazy. You can't blame Pickard. You can't blame Pickard. With the defense that we have in front of him, you can't blame Pickard. So technically, one of those goals is an empty net. He allowed 2 goals. He made some big saves. He made a huge save in the first period. He made a monster save, after the late, goal in the second period by the Canadians. There's less than 30 seconds left on that goal. And, they had another extremely high danger chance, and he made a big save there. But the Oilers can't score. The Oilers can't score. And we're going to get into a little bit of reasons why later on in the episode. So thanks for joining us for the Game 19 recap. Not a lot to go over, to be honest with you. No effort. The Oilers can't hit. The Oilers can't score. The Oilers just don't have enough oomph in their game right now. They looked slow out there, really slow. Montreal's a young, fast team, and they're played a good defensive game against the Oilers today. But we got to start burying some goals. Like Hyman had a couple of tremendous opportunities to score, can't. Nugent Hopkins had a great chance, couldn't score. Draisaitl had a couple chances, but at the end of the day, we can't score. And we haven't scored on Amazon Monday Night Hockey yet, or Prime Monday Night Hockey. So that's 6 periods in a row. We got shut out by New Jersey. I think it was 3-0 as well. So, and now shut out by Montreal. So, I don't know. I mean, a lot of people are asking what's wrong with the team. And I said it. I said it a long time ago. We have no speed. Arvidsson's injured right now, which doesn't help. But he's our Foegele replacement. But Fogel's faster. Foegele was a fast player. Is he a better player than Arvidsson? No. Am I going to take Foegele over Arvidsson? No. But he is a speedy player. And then you lose McLeod. And, very, very, very quick skater. I mean, there were sometimes when he'd be flying, he'd look like McDavid, like he was fast. And we didn't replace that. And then, we obviously don't sign Holloway and Broberg, and that's too much speed. And you're replacing these guys, with guys that just are not as quick. Jeff Skinner is not as quick. If Holloway was still here, he'd be playing on the second line with Draisaitl. But at the end of the day, we're a slower team, and Perry is just so slow. Like, he looks so slow. Like, he's at a standstill during his shifts 20% of the time. And, Derek Ryan's a year older. So, I mean, it's getting rough out there, guys. We are on pace for what? An 80-point season right now. I mean, we're 19 games through the season. We're 25% almost through the season. Like, it's gonna be tough to make any ground if we don't start putting together some wins. And again, the injuries are not going to help, but it's just not looking like we're gaining any traction, and we got nothing in the hopper. Like, we got no one we can call up from the minors, other than Savoy, that can possibly make an immediate impact to get some goal scoring, and it's just not happening. So, and then, you sign Jeff Skinner and you're burying him on the fourth line. It doesn't make any sense to me, how Jeff Skinner is playing on the fourth line. And the guys you have on the top two lines, they just aren't producing. I mean, I think Podkolzin is overachieving right now. I want to give him a shout out and give him some credit. I also think Emberson, another newcomer, is playing well. He's getting better and better. Being very physical too, which he's not the biggest guy, so you got to give him some props for that. But those two additions are improving, but we're not going to replace the pieces that we had together to make it to the Stanley Cup Finals last year. So it's a completely different dynamic right now. And, hopefully we can do something, but I'm telling you right now, if there isn't some major changes like soon, whether that be, motivating the players and sitting them down and saying, look, like, we are way behind where we should be, and we got to step it up. We got to, make some adjustments on our lineups, or we got to make a move and bring some new players in. Like, something has to happen where that kind of major kind of shakeup occurs, because, I mean, right now we're just not in a good spot. So, obviously there's no highlights to show you today because we got shut out. I've been showing the Oilers goals. But what we can do is look at some X and some comments, see what the Oilers faithful have to say. So, here's one from us at Frozen Oil Hockey. Has anyone foiled more primary assists for Connor McDavid than Zach Hyman? The old Scooby-Doo meme there. Like, he had some chances today. Like, man, he had some chances today. You're watching that and you're like, oh my God, like, I possibly could have got that one in. That's how great of an opportunity it is. But we just can't seem to put it together. I don't know what's going on. It's pretty tough. Here's one from Lori at LDubs99. People blaming Pickard for the loss when his teammates couldn't score a single goal. Really? Connor and Leon can't carry the team every game. There has to be others on the team who can score. 100%. 100%. We need some secondary scoring. Too many games where we're getting shut out, scoring one or two goals. I mean, we gotta start getting some pucks in the net, and it's got to happen sooner than later, but definitely not Pickard's fault. He made some big saves, And at the end of the day, he let in 2 goals. I mean, the Oilers should be scoring at least 3-4 goals a game, if not 5, if not 6, with this stacked lineup. But they're not clicking. Let's move on to the next one. Mick Oilers says, at the start of last season, we knew the Oilers were better than their record indicated. This season, it's the exact opposite. Yeah, I'm going to agree with that. We were... Statistically, we were dominating teams. We just couldn't click. And then we made the coaching change, and then we went on a 16-game win streak. That's not going to happen again. That's just not going to happen. For everyone thinking that, hey, we did that last year and we're going to go on a 16-game in a row winning streak, it's not going to happen. We have to start putting together strings of wins. Win 3 in a row, win 4 in a row, lose 1. Win 3 in a row, 5 in a row, lose 1. Win 5 in a row, lose 2. Win 1, lose 1. Win 5, lose 2. Win 7. We got to start doing that. But just to keep it, just to have this idea that we're gonna somehow go on this huge winning streak like we did last year. I mean, it's an unrealistic expectation. Sorry for saying that, but that's the truth. Since we're on X, just a quick reminder to follow us if you can at Frozen Oil Hockey. We are closing in on 900 followers, so pretty happy with that. Who's up next? Daniel Fika at Oilers 49er. Daryl Katz, please sell the team. You are by far the worst owner in the league. NHL handed you a dynasty and you made chicken shit with it. You're garbage, and your Bobby NDA Nicholson buddy is garbage with you. Well, I will agree on one thing, is that Cates he's an absentee owner. I mean, you look at other, owners for other franchises, like they're there. They're supporting their team. Some of these basketball owners are in the front row cheering for their team. They're calling their season ticket holders themselves. They're asking for, input on how they can improve things here and there. But yeah, very, very absentee owner. And I mean, we've had 4 first overall picks, guys, since Dale Cates arrived on scene. You got to win a championship. You have to. So here's one from Finn at Oilers Jays Can. I'm not going to start and say that the Oilers are bad. Season's over, all the usual things we see from fans after a loss. I love this team and always will, no matter how frustrated with them I get. We are with you there, Finn. But I do have this to say. This team needs a major shakeup right now. And you are correct. I mean, it doesn't help that, Arvidsson's out and Nurse is out. But even before that, we're 2 games over 500 before that. So before, Nurse got injured, and maybe they need to fight more. They were undefeated when they were fighting. I know one of our followers on YouTube is going to be happy I said that. Let's go to the next one. Shaden at Shay_Nuge93. The Oilers aren't that bad at hockey. They just need a top 6 forward, 2 bottom 6 scorers, a top 4 D, a third pair D, a goalie. Okay, I know where he's going with this. A good shooter on the PP, faster skaters, more youth in the lineup, physicality, players who can pass the puck, and players who can clutch up. Yeah. Basically what Shaden is trying to say is we got a lot of holes on this team. This one's hilarious. Here's one from Captain Jack at Oilers Jack. Dustin Schwartz dodging all blame and accountability for the Oilers' goaltending, while multiple coaches have been axed over the last decade. That's true. That is true. I don't know how. And our biggest problem has been goaltending. If you ask me, our biggest problem has been goaltending. How many first shot on net goals were occurring under Koskinen and Mike Smith? Like, it had to be an NHL record. And, you know, very, very troubling stat that, you know, this guy's been here for 10 years and we have not been able to develop a goalie. And we keep bringing in goalies and it just, they can't have success here. That's a fact. And on top of that, a lot of goalies that have left here under this guy's tenure have become very successful. So Devin Dubnyk, for example, you know, all of a sudden he leaves Edmonton, he becomes an all-star goalie. You know, Cam Talbot leaves here, you know, like, it's crazy. We've had some like pretty good prospects and they just can't find success here. So, and Skinner is another one right now. So thank you for that. Carmen Gill at KGill39. I've never heard Bob Stauffer rip the Oilers this badly. He called the team much worse than the team that started last year. And he's probably right. And then Brandon at Suark88 writes, Bob Stauffer is officially fed up right now on 630 or on Ched 880 with this team, the power play, the lack of urgency, etc., and it's awfully hard to disagree. I mean, I didn't hear that. I was watching the game on Amazon Prime, and I didn't hear Bob Stauffer's comments, but I mean, probably, and well deserved, probably too. Like, today's game was frustrating to watch. It's crazy. I mean, when you have Connor McDavid on your team and Leon Draisaitl and you can't score and you get 3 power plays and you still can't score and you're playing Montreal, who's, you know, towards the end of a big rebuild, I mean, that's not good. You're going to get called out for it. And he probably did. So, yeah. Speaking of Amazon Prime, it felt like Saturday morning there with some of those cartoons, some of those ads for those cartoons. There was like a Play-Doh commercial, and there was a what else was there? There was some Lego commercials. It was refreshing to see some different kind of advertising, different than you know, the usual non-stop gambling advertisements on Sportsnet. So, did I make any other notes today? I think that's pretty much it. That is pretty much it for today's episode. I did want to mention that, you know, it's getting really frustrating for the Oilers to keep reverting to Draisaitl McDavid anytime they're in trouble. Like, they're down by a goal, right away they throw McDavid and Draisaitl together. We need to have McDavid centering the first line, Draisaitl centering the second line, and I would personally put Henrique on the third line, and I would drop, I mean, I know this is, either you're dropping Henrique to the fourth line, but Nuge has to come down off the top 2 lines. He's just not producing. You know, whether that changes down the road, but right now he's just not producing, and I'm replacing him with Jeff Skinner. That's what I'm doing. You know, other than that, I'm still going with Pickard. I'm starting Pickard till we figure out if we're gonna get a goalie or not, and hopefully we bring in a defenseman here soon. So that's pretty much it for today's episode. Thank you for joining us. I will take this moment to ask you to kindly like and subscribe the video if you can. And that's about it. Thanks for tuning in, and most importantly, go Oilers, go.
Hockey, the channel you need. Oilers on the ice, unstoppable speed. Chasing the cup, we're gonna succeed. With David leading, we're built to exceed.